Okay, so hello to all our audience of Melt Zone Radio Show. That's the name of the show. We are at the Motocultor Festival for the 13th edition. We are the first day, and we have the huge pleasure to be with one member from Dark Angel, and you know him. This is Gene. Hello, Gene. How are you?
Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm doing great. We're looking forward to playing a kick-ass show today at the Motocultor Festival.
This is not the first time for you. You come there.
Yeah, I've probably been here 2 or 3 times, something like that. So with probably 2 or 3 different bands. So here we are with Dark Angel. So we're really excited.
And we are too very, very fucking exciting. So can you tell us, first of all, how did you get into metal music and what have you been up to before you joined the band Dark Angel?
Well, let me see. I started getting really, really into metal in about 1980, and I was 12 at the time. So I started getting into all the Iron Maidens, Judas Priest, all like the new wave of British heavy metal kind of stuff that was coming out. And, 1980 was a classic year for metal, one of the all-time great years for metal. So, and then I started getting into heavier stuff, around 81. In 1981, I was 13, and I started going to all the clubs in LA with all the bands from Los Angeles that now are huge bands, but at the time they were just small club bands. They hadn't been on the radio yet. They hadn't been tainted by radio, so their music was pretty darn heavy in terms of they sounded more like Judas Priest and Black Sabbath than what all these bands turned into. And then by 1982, I was fully into just the underground metal, Raven, Anvil, Venom, just all the heavier stuff. So there you go. And before I got into Dark Angel, I was actually, I worked with Slayer for a little bit. I was their light guy. And then I went on my very first tour with Slayer, which was their very first tour, the Haunting the West Coast tour back in 1984. And later on in 84, I ended up joining Dark Angel. I was 17 at that time, so that's what I was doing.
Okay, and you are. You crossed many decades in the metal. So, So who came up with a band name, Dark Angel? Did you have a plan to name the band otherwise, or how did you find this name?
Well, the band was named before I was in the band, and ironically enough, a couple of years before I joined Dark Angel, I was in a completely separate band that had nothing to do with this Dark Angel that happened to be called Dark Angel. And I remember thinking, I'm not too sure about that name. Let's change our name. So in order for me to join that band, I made them change the name to Carnage, just slaughter. And then a couple of years later, I saw that this other Dark Angel was running around, and I became friends with Jim Durkin and all the guys from Dark Angel. They played a lot of shows with Slayer back in those days, so we all got to know each other pretty good, so that was pretty cool.
So you released 4 cult albums in the 80s and 90s. Your latest effort, Time Does Not Heal, was released in 91. Is there any plans to release new stuffs, new album?
Absolutely. We are writing right now. I've been writing for the last decade, really. Just putting down Dark Angel riffs and all that. And so now that we're really moving forward with Dark Angel, when we reformed a number of years ago, about a decade or so ago, it was for just a bunch of concerts. And then we all gelled together so good. I'm like, man, let's keep this together. Let's start writing. So Jim Durkin and myself have been writing a ton of stuff. So hopefully by the middle part of 2023, we hope to have a new album out. We're hoping, but my schedule's been so crazy. All I can do is just keep working on material. So at some point before 2023, I hope to get the drums recorded and the guitars and get all the rest of the record on the road. But we're hoping. We're hoping.
So we're gonna wait a little bit, but a new album is on its way for Dark Angel. I remember that people were a bit disappointed when your live album, Leaf Scars, came out. It somehow missed power, I remember. What's your opinion on that live album?
Well, that live album was actually, that is one of the real true live albums that have ever been recorded, because that was actually recorded for a radio program in the States called the King Biscuit Flour Hour. And they recorded it, and I don't even know if they ever released it on the radio, but that album was really just kind of released as a stopgap measure because it was going to take us a while to get we were going through some business situations, so our management at the time thought, we have this live album in the can, let's just release it, and it's not a big deal. And so it never really was, but it is a true live album, no overdubs. The second the show was over, the album was done. So there you go.
That's the main thing. So, do you still follow the metal scene closely? Do you prefer the metal scene of the 80s, or do you still have a good time these days as well? Are you interested in new bands?
Well, I always try to keep my ear to the ground, absolutely, you know, and I've always had a pretty wide-ranging ear for all kinds of music, but, you know, a lot of the newer kick-ass bands, you know, bands like Revocation from the United States. I mean, I love Revocation. I love Alien Weaponry from New Zealand, and, you know, they're a great bunch of dudes, and killer band, but, you know, I admit my heart is back with the older school of stuff, but, you know, as long as the bands are really trying to bring something new, I always appreciate that, you know. And over the past 40 years of metal, you know, metal has branched off into so many directions that there can always be something exciting coming. Like, you got a band from the 80s, Sepultura, for instance, putting out the best music they've ever done these days, you know. Testament, still going, kicking ass. Overkill, Creator, you know, bands from back then, still bringing it. Absolutely, Exodus, yeah, man. And as long as everybody's trying to evolve to their next level and keep it super heavy, I'm all about it.
So, Gene, what are you doing in life outside of Dark Angel?
Well, let's see. Currently, I've got a lot of death clock things back in the States going on. It's safe to now say that we've got a movie coming up for Death Clock. That'll be coming out in 2023. We're working on the album, the soundtrack album, and the album for Death Clock. I'm sure there'll be touring going on for that as well. And we've also we just finished a very successful European run with Death to All. And that's really awesome. And I've also, what else, man? Writing the new Dark Angel record, of course. And playing a number of shows with Dark Angel over the next few months, dropping in the odd sessions here and there. There's going to be a very gigantic album coming out next year, and can't announce too much about it now, but it's going to be a very exciting album full of very exciting music, full of very exciting other people involved in this project. So that's going to be, hopefully, its release date will come in late 2023. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the works as well. So there you go.
Cool, very cool. So, do you have any anecdotes to tell us about the band?
Anecdotes? Yeah. Oh my God, this is a band that's been around for 40 years almost. So yeah, there's a ton, man. But the one thing about Dark Angel is that we always have been a brotherhood. This is my family. We always get back together. The nice thing about being around all the guys, because even for a number of years there when Dark Angel was not playing, we'd still hang out. You know, we'd see each other. They'd come out to my shows when I'm coming to their towns, kind of thing. And so we've always maintained a family relationship. And so that's really good because we've all grown up and grown out of our younger man's proclivities, and now we're all great with each other. We've always been great with each other, but now it's a real sweet family, so we really enjoy it.
Cool. Very cool. So, Gene, to conclude this interview, and we'd like to thank you very, very much. Did you have some words? Something to add? You are in France at the Motocultor Festival, so the word at the end.
Well, we'd like to say thank you to all of our French fans, all of my French fans with all of my projects throughout the years, and I know that we have a brand new Dark Angel Death to All Gene website going on, and that's just search me up. It's through Reversed Records, and also check out some High on Life Superfoods, highonlifesuperfoods.com. That'll get you rocking. I use these superfoods every time we play a show or anytime I got to do something full of energy. And so I've been undergoing a health changeover over the past number of years, and that's been a big help. So, but thank you very much for chatting.
Thank you. This was Gene from Dark Angel at the Motocultor Festival first day. Wish you a lot of good things for the band, for you, your family, your friends, many things, and have a good show. Thank you, Gene. Bye-bye.